Good morning, students. Exercise 8.4, the problem number 7. If v of x comma y is equal to e power x into x cos y minus y sin y, then prove that dou squared b by dou x squared plus dou squared b by dou y squared is equal to 0. You take the function b. It is a function of two variables x and y. So x and y is involved, both are independent variables. So we have to prove this result. It is a second order partial derivatives. So to find that, first we have to go for the first order partial derivatives. So dou v by dou x. That means you are going to differentiate v partially with respect to x. You see that in this exponential term also you are having x, and here also you are having x. So what you have to do? You have to go to the product rule. So product rule, while you are going, first term you have to write as it is. So e power x is written as it is, and you are going to differentiate this term partially with respect to x. So go to the first term. What is the constant involving here? It is cos y, that is taken out. Okay, what is remaining? X. If you differentiate x with respect to x is 1. Come to the second term, it is fully involved y. So therefore it is a constant term whose differentiation is 0. So we have completed the first term of the product rule. Okay, next what you have to do? According to the product rule, in between you have to write plus, and the v function has to be written as it is. So I have written x cos y minus y sin y as it is. And what you have to do? You are going to differentiate e power x. The differentiation of e power x is e power x with respect to x. Okay, so when you arrange, dou v by dou x is equal to, from these two terms e power x is common. So if you take it out, it is cos y plus x cos y minus y sin y. Next you are going for, you can go for b by dy. So here the first term, dou squared v by dou x squared. So therefore it can be written as dou by dou x of dou v by dou x. So what is dou v by dou x? Just now we have found. So it is written. Okay, this has to be differentiated partially with respect to x. Okay, you see that here also x is involved and here also x is there. So what you have to do? You have to go to the product rule. So as usual, e power x is written as it is, and you are going to differentiate the whole term, the three terms. So cos y is a constant, so whose differentiation is 0. Here x cos y is there. So x cos y, what is a constant? Cos y, it is taken out. Here you are having x, so the differentiation of x with respect to x is 1. And come to here, the whole term involved y, so whose differentiation is 0 with respect to x. Okay, plus product rule, so in between you are having plus. Next, the v term has to be written as it is. The differentiation of e power x with respect to x is e power x. So here you are having first and the second term. From these two terms, e power x is common. So if it is taken out, it is cos y plus x cos y minus y sin y. So cos y plus cos y is what it is? It is 2 cos y. Okay, so next we have completed the first term here. Okay, so it has to be called as 1. Okay, so it is written as 1. Next you are going to find dou v by dou y. What is your v? You see that your v is here. You are going to differentiate v partially with respect to y. Okay, so here e power x is a constant, so it is written out, and you are going to differentiate these two terms. Okay, so x cos y. So here x cos y you have to differentiate partially with respect to y. So x is a constant, and cos y, the differentiation with respect to y is minus sin y. See the first term. Here we are not using the product rule because e power x, x is involved, so it is a constant, it is taken out. The differentiation of the first term is x into minus sin y. And come to the second term. So before that you will have minus, so the minus is common. Come to y sin y, the whole term involves y only. So here how many terms are there? 2 terms, they are in the product. So when you differentiate this with respect to y, you have to use the product rule. So product rule involves 2 terms. So the minus is common to both the terms. So see now, minus first term y is written as it is, and the second term sin y, if you differentiate with respect to y, is cos y, plus according to the product rule you have to write plus. Next, sin y is written as it is. What is the first term? Y. So the differentiation of y with respect to y is 1, and the minus has to be applied to both the terms. Okay, so you see that here minus sin y, minus y cos y, minus sin y. This is your dou b by dou y. Here what is asked? So dou squared b by dou y squared we have to find out. So what is dou squared b by dou y squared? It is nothing but dou by dou y of dou b by dou y. So dou b by dou y is written here. So from all the 3 terms, what is common? Minus is common. So that is taken to e power x. Minus is taken out, so all the 3 terms will become plus. Now you are going to differentiate this term with respect to y. So minus e power x is a constant, it is taken out. Okay, and you are going to differentiate these 3 terms with respect to y. Look at the first term, sin y. The differentiation of sin y with respect to y is cos y. And come to here, x sin y. X sin y, x is a constant, so it is written here, and the differentiation of sin y is cos y with respect to y. And see that here there are 2 terms, they are in the product, so here you have to use the product rule when you differentiate this. So first term is written as it is. The differentiation of cos y is minus sin y, plus product rule, in between you have to write plus cos y, and the differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. So when you simplify, you see that cos y and here cos y, so it is 2 cos y plus x cos y minus y sin y. In the front you are having minus, so apply the minus to the 3 terms. So it is minus, this also minus, it will become plus. You look at the first and the second, it both has to be added. That is your question. Okay, so from the first and the second, what is common? E power x is common. So if you take it out, here the first term 2 cos y, the same term is in negative, so both getting cancelled. Here plus x cos y, you see the second term minus x cos y, both getting cancelled. Here minus y sin y, here also plus y sin y. So therefore everything is getting cancelled, so the answer is 0. E power x into 0 is 0. We have proved the problem number 7. Come to the problem number 8. Okay. If w of x comma y is equal to xy plus sin xy, then prove that dou square w by dou y dou x is equal to dou square w by dou x dou y. Okay, w is a function of 2 variables x and y, both are independent variables. Okay, w I have taken, I didn't write w of x comma y. W is a function involving 2 variables. So here second order partial derivatives asked. Anyhow we have to move to the first order, then only we can find the second order partial derivatives. So you are going to differentiate w partially with respect to x. Okay, there are 2 terms, in between plus is there. So go to the first term, and here what is the constant? Y is the constant, it is written. The remaining is what? X. So if you differentiate x partially with respect to x is 1. And come to the second term. Here x and y both are involving. So in the front it is a trigonometry function. So sin of xy is nothing but cos of xy, and xy has to be differentiated partially with respect to x. How to differentiate xy with respect to x partially? So what is the constant? Y is the constant. So if you differentiate x with respect to x is 1. Okay, so you are getting y plus y into cos of xy. Okay, take the w and you are going for dou w by dou y. Now you are going to differentiate w partially with respect to y. Look at the first term. you are going to differentiate partially with respect to y. What is a constant? X is written. So the remaining here is y. So the differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. Okay, come to the here, the same chain rule has to be applied. So first cos of xy, and then what you have to do, xy has to be differentiated now partially with respect to y. Okay, the constant is x. The differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. So it is x plus x cos of xy. So what is asked first one? Dou square w by dou by dou x. How it will be splitted as dou by dou y of dou w by dou x. What is dou w by dou x? So it's here. So it is written. So what you have to do now? What's the meaning of this step? You have to differentiate this partially with respect to y. See now, there are two terms, in between you are having plus. Look at the first term, it is y. The differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. And you see these two terms, how they are. Here also involving y, here also you are having y. Both the terms involving y, they are in the product. So when you differentiate, you have to use the product rule. So what you have to do? First term, what is the first term? Y. So y is written as it is. Yes or no? Next one, what you have to do? Cos of xy has to be differentiated partially with respect to y. So cos of xy is minus sine of xy. Now what you have to do? You have to differentiate xy partially with respect to y. Okay. So x is a constant. It is written out. The differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. Okay. What is over? The product rule, first term is over. Next what you have to do? The second term. What is the second term? V. Cos of xy is written as it is, and you are going to differentiate y with respect to y is 1. So you will get this answer. So it is 1 and minus x into y. So minus xy sine of xy plus cos of xy. So first term I have found. Next what is asked in the question? So dou square w by dou x dou y. So you take this, how it will be written? Dou by dou x of dou w by dou y. What is dou w by dou y? Already we have found. So it is here. So it is x plus x cos of xy. So now you have to differentiate these terms partially with respect to x. Here how many terms are there? Two terms. Look at the first term, it is x. If you differentiate x partially with respect to x is 1. And come to here. So there are how many terms? Two terms involved here. They are in the product. So when you differentiate, you have to use the product rule. So first term, x is written as it is. Cos of xy has to be differentiated. So what you have to do? Minus sine of xy. And when you differentiate xy partially with respect to x, the constant is y. Y is taken out. And the differentiation of x with respect to x is 1. Next, the plus. Why it is written plus? So the product rule, in between you have to write plus. So u dv plus v. The second term, cos of xy is written as it is. The next one, what is this? U has to be differentiated partially with respect to x. So it is 1. So when you arrange, you will get this answer. Look at first and the second, how they are. They are equal. So dou square w by dou by dou x is equal to dou square w by dou x dou y. And come to the problem number 9. V of x comma y comma z, that is equal to, what is it? X cube plus y cube plus z cube plus 3xyz. Show that dou squared v by dou y dou z is equal to dou squared v by dou z dou y. So the result, what you have to show, it involves y and z. No x is there. So I'll consider the function b. I'm going to differentiate b partially with respect to y. I didn't go for partially with respect to x. I didn't differentiate b partially with respect to x. We can do it, but it is not needed for this problem. So I'm going for dou b by dou y. You see, look at the first term. It is involving x. So when you differentiate partially with respect to y, it's treated as a constant. So its differentiation is 0. Come to y cube. When you differentiate, it is 3y square. And z cube is a constant, so whose differentiation is 0. And come to here, x, y, z, the three variables are involving. Now you are differentiating with respect to y. What are the constant involved? Except y, the remaining are constant. So 3xz is written out. What is remaining? Y. When you differentiate y with respect to y is 1. Next you are going for dou v by dou z. Z is a variable, x and y are constant. So the first term differentiation is 0 and the second term differentiation is also 0. When you differentiate z cube, it is 3z square. So here what is a constant? Except z. So 3xy is a constant. When you differentiate z with respect to z is 1. Okay, you take the first term, what you are going to prove? Dou squared v by dou y dou z. How it will be written? Dou by dou y of dou v by dou z. What is dou v by dou z? This is. So it is substituted in the place of dou v by dou z. Now what you have to do? You have to differentiate this partially with respect to y. Okay. Here there is no y. So the whole term 3 and z squared are constant. So whose differentiation is 0. Come to here. So what is a constant? 3x, it is taken out. The remaining is y. Y with respect to y, the differentiation is 1. So the answer is 3x. Next, what is asked? Dou squared v by dou z, dou y. Okay. So how it will be written? Dou by dou z of dou v by dou y. What is dou v by dou y? We have found at the first step 3y squared plus 3xz. That is written. You see that. It has to be differentiated partially with respect to z. Look at the first term. There is no z. So everything is a constant whose differentiation is 0. And come to here. This term. What is the constant? 3x is a constant. So it is taken out. What is remaining? Z. Z when you differentiate with respect to z is 1. So the answer is 3x. Look at your first and the second result. How they are? They are equal. And come to the problem number 10. A firm produces 2 types of calculators each week. X number of type A and Y number of type B. The weekly revenue and cost function in rupees is R of x comma y is equal to 80x plus 90y plus 0.04xy minus 0.05x square minus 0.05y square. And the cost function is also involving 2 variables x and y, 8x plus 6y plus 2000 respectively. First one, what is asked? Find the profit function. It is denoted as p of x comma y. And the second one, find dou p by dou x at 1200 comma 1800. And dou p by dou y, that is 1200 comma 1800. And interpret these results. It's given. Okay. So in this problem, the revenue function involving x and y are given and the cost function involving x and y are given. What is asked? It's a profit. So the profit which is denoted by p of x comma y. So profit, what's that? How you can get the profit? Revenue minus cost function. So revenue, from revenue you have to subtract the cost function. So revenue function I have written minus the cost function. So here it is 80x. If you apply the minus to 8x, 80x minus 8x is 72x. And 90y minus 6y is 84y. And there is no xy term, only 1. So you have to write as it is. And the x square term is written as it is. And y square term is also written as it is. And this 2000, if you apply the minus, it is minus 2000. This is the profit function which is denoted by the letter P. It involves the independent variables x and y. Okay. Now what is asked? Find dou p by dou x. That means you are going to differentiate p partially with respect to x. Okay, look at the first term, 72x. 72 is a constant. The differentiation of x with respect to x is 1. 84y, it's a constant whose differentiation is 0. And come to here it involves x and y. You are going to differentiate partially with respect to x. What are the constant? 0.04 y is a constant. The remaining is x. If you differentiate x with respect to x is 1. And come to here, minus 0.05 is a constant. The differentiation of x squared is 2x, and this is the term involving y squared, so whose differentiation is 0, and this is the constant whose differentiation is 0. That is your dou p by dou x. Here when you multiply 5 into 2 is 10. If you place 2 decimal places to the left, it is 0.10 into x. So now the profit is a dou p by dou x also involving x and y. So here dou p by dou x has to be found when x is equal to 1200 and y is equal to 1800. So in the place of y it is 1800 is substituted, and in the place of x it is 1200 is substituted. So it is 72. 4 18s is it is 72. So here it is 2 zeros are there. I have added 2 zeros, and here decimal places 2 decimal place, so it is 72. So when you multiply these two, it is 120 will be the answer, because 3 zeros here also you are having 2, here 1 0, so it is 12,000. When you place 2 decimal place, so it is 120. So 72 plus 72 minus 120. So 72 plus 72 is 144 minus 120. What's the answer? It is 24. In the same way, you are going to differentiate profit function with respect to y. Okay, so look at the profit function. First term, what it is 72x, so it's a constant, so whose differentiation is 0. And come to here 84y. If you differentiate partially with respect to y, it is 84. Look at the first term, it is 84. Next come to the third term, 0.04xy. So it is, what is a constant? 0.04, x is a constant, the remaining is y. If you differentiate partially with respect to y is 1. And come to here, it is a constant whose differentiation is 0. So when you differentiate partially with respect to y, it is minus 0.05 into 2y. This is the constant whose differentiation is 0. So therefore your dou p by dou y is equal to this one. So when you multiply 0.05 into 2y is 0.10y, and the same way dou p by dou y, it has to be found when x is equal to 1200 and y is equal to 1800. When you substitute here x, so it is the 1200. When you substitute y, it is 1800. You see that here it is 84. When you multiply these two, 48. When you multiply it is 180. So 84 plus 48 is 132 minus 180, that is equal to minus 48. Okay, you see that here dou p by dou x is 24 and dou p by dou y at this values it is minus 48. So interpret these results in kuduthirukanga. Okay, so what you have to do, you see that dou p by dou x, the profit increases. The profit increases when keeping y as constant, because when the profit increases, dou p by dou x only it is 24. Dou p by dou y is it is in negative. So the profit increases when keeping y as constant and increasing x. So dou p by dou x, what we are going to do? So we will treat y as a constant and we are differentiating x with respect to x. So the interpretation of these two is nothing but the profit increases when keeping y as constant and increasing x. Okay, thank you students.